A Saturday morning, a small kitchen in Ohio. A 3-year-old girl, barely tall enough to see over the counter, is standing on a wooden stool, carefully carrying her cereal bowl to the sink. She tips it in, a little milk splashes. She doesn't look to her mother for approval. She already knows this is her job. And that one moment, that tiny, ordinary moment, is quietly doing something to her brain that will still be visible 30 years from now. Researcher Marty Rossman, at the University of Minnesota, followed children for 25 years, from age 3 all the way into adulthood. Her finding was striking. Children who started doing household chores between ages 3 and 4 were significantly more successful as adults in their careers, their relationships, their sense of self-worth. More than IQ, more than family income. The single strongest predictor of adult success was whether they carried their plate to the sink at age 3. By the end of this video, you'll understand the 4 chore habits that American parents use, habits that most of the world doesn't practice, often for the kindest reasons, and why each one does something specific and measurable to a child's developing brain. And I'll be honest, there's one of these that I find genuinely hard, because it goes against every instinct you have as a parent who loves their child. Stay with me. I know what some of you are thinking. My culture values protecting children from adult burdens, and I want to say, so do American parents. That's exactly why this works the way it does. American parents call it a chore, but developmental psychologists call it something more precise: identity work. In many homes around the world, parents do the household tasks themselves because they're faster, neater, and it's honestly just easier. American parents do something different. They assign a 3-year-old a specific, recurring job, and they treat it like it belongs to that child. Not, can you help me? But, this is your job. There's a difference. A big one. When a task belongs to a child, the child's identity starts to include the word capable. Developmental psychologist Richard Weisbord at Harvard's Graduate School of Education has studied how children form their self-concept. His research shows that when children are given real responsibility, not pretend tasks, but actual contributions to the family, they develop what he calls a sense of competence rather than a sense of protection. Competence, he argues, is the foundation of confidence. Not praise, not gold stars. Competence. Here's what I find fascinating, and honestly, it surprised me the first time I read it. American parents don't wait until children are ready. They start at 3, sometimes earlier. In many parenting cultures, the assumption is, wait until they can do it properly. American parents operate on the opposite assumption. The doing is the learning. A 3-year-old sorting laundry will get it wrong. They'll put the red shirt with the whites. They'll drop things. They'll take 4 times as long as you would. And that's the entire point. Research from the University of California, Berkeley, on executive function development shows that children who practice task completion between ages 2 and 4 show measurably stronger working memory and attention regulation by age 7, roughly 35 to 40% better than children who began structured responsibilities later. The brain, in early childhood, is literally wiring itself around what it practices. Give it responsibility, it wires for responsibility. Picture this. A father in Portland hands his 3-year-old son a small spray bottle and a cloth. The bathroom is not actually dirty, but the boy doesn't know that. For 6 minutes, he wipes the same section of the mirror, completely absorbed. When he finishes, his father says not, "Good job," but, "The bathroom's done. Thank you." Just that. That night, the boy tells his grandmother, "I clean the bathroom." Present tense. Ownership. Identity. Here's is the thing nobody tells you, and this is the one I personally find hard. American parents are trained, almost culturally, to not rescue immediately. When a child is struggling to button their coat, or carry something heavy, or figure out where the spoon goes, many parents around the world step in, quickly, lovingly, because watching your child struggle feels like failing them. American parents have a phrase for what they do instead. I'll wait. They let the struggle happen. Not indefinitely. Not without support. But they hold back for 30 seconds, a minute, and let the child work through the frustration. Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck, whose research on mindset has influenced classrooms worldwide, found that children who were allowed to struggle through age-appropriate tasks developed what she called a growth mindset significantly earlier than children who received immediate assistance. Her studies showed these children were more likely to attempt difficult problems, less likely to give up, and more likely to describe themselves as a person who figures things out. That phrase, Dweck noted, is not small. That phrase is a life philosophy. I want to be honest here, because this channel is not about making you feel like you're doing it wrong. Letting your child struggle while you stand nearby watching, it is hard. Especially when you've had a long day. Especially when you know you could solve it in 10 seconds. There's no parent on earth who gets this right every single time. The research isn't asking for perfection. It's asking for a direction. In many homes around the world, chores exist because the family needs them done. American homes take this one step further. They create what sociologists call a family economy. Children have jobs. Those jobs are contributions, and, increasingly, as children get older, those contributions are acknowledged not just with praise, but sometimes with small allowances, sometimes with privileges, always with the explicit message, you are a contributing member of this household, not just a recipient of it. The psychological shift this creates is subtle, but powerful. A child who contributes starts to see the home as something they are part of, not just something that takes care of them. A 2019 study published in the Journal of Developmental Psychology found that children who were given regular household responsibilities between ages 3 and 6 reported significantly higher feelings of belonging and purpose by age 10, independent of family income, structure, or parenting style. Belonging and purpose. At age 10, it starts with carrying a plate to the sink at age 3. So, here is one thing. Just one. You can start. Tonight, pick one small task that already happens in your home. Setting the table, putting shoes by the door, carrying their cup to the kitchen after dinner. Assign it to your child. Give it to them not as a request, but as ownership. This is your job now. Don't help unless they ask. Don't correct the small mistakes. Just let them do it. And watch over the next few weeks how they start to stand a little differently when that task comes up. That's not a chore you're giving them. That's a story they're starting to tell themselves about who they are. If this changed the way you see your child, even a little, subscribe to Bloom School. We're just getting started.